Welcome to the series finale of our Graduate Student Career Excellence Series, Part 9. I'm Megan O'Connor, a Career Coordinator here in the USI Career Success Center. Take a moment to recognize everything that you've built. In Part 1, we created your CV. Part 2 gave you a resume and cover letter ready for ATS systems. Part 3 built your LinkedIn presence. Part 4 equipped you with the strategic job search framework. Part 5 developed your professional networking skills. Part 6 prepared you for an interview. Part 7 made sure you know how to negotiate your worth. And Part 8 showed you how to document and leverage every experience that took you outside your comfort zone. You have a complete professional toolkit at this moment. Part 9 is where it's all going to come together. Using your graduate degree as the launching pad it was designed to be. While much of the salary benchmark data we'll look at comes from MBA research, every strategy and framework in this session applies equally to all of our master's degrees and every other graduate program USI offers. Your degree is your credential. Today, we're going to learn how to use it and leverage it. We're going to cover graduate degree salary and advancement data, how to build your internal value proposition before you even have a promotion conversation, how to document your contributions, how to speak the language of succession planning, and how to negotiate for title and compensation with evidence. Your employer already knows you. They've seen your work. A graduate degree makes your value visible in a new way. And today, we're going to make sure you know how to use this to your advantage. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a minute to look at our roadmap and see where we are in the USI Graduate Student Career Webinar Series. We started with Phase 1. Parts 1 and 2 focused on your core document creation, building a comprehensive CV, and translating experience into ATS-optimized resumes and cover letters. In Webinars 3 and 4, we focused on digital presence and job search strategy. We learned how to optimize your LinkedIn brand and profile and adopt data-driven targeted job search strategies. In Part 5, we focused on strategic networking, how to build professional relationships that open doors beyond traditional job boards. Then we moved on to Phase 2 of mastering the market and advancement. In Parts 6 and 7, we focused on interviewing and negotiation, mastering diverse interview formats, and advocating for your worth using market data. Then in Part 8, we specialized on global differentiation, how to stand out in the job market through domestic and international professional experience beyond your borders. And now, as we look to complete this series with Part 9, we're going to be learning how to leverage your new degree to secure internal promotions and own your next chapter. So let's get started. I want to start with the data, and I want to acknowledge up front that you'll see some slides reference MBA research, but that's because MBA programs have some of the largest salary outcome data sets. But I'll also draw on Bureau of Labor Statistics data that covers all master's graduate degrees. So whether you're completing an MSN, MSW, MHA, or MPA, or any other graduate program, these numbers will speak to you. The Bureau of Labor Statistics 2024 data shows that master's degree holders earn a median of $1,840 per week, compared to $1,543 for bachelor degree holders. That's approximately a 19% salary premium. Across a career, that compounds significantly. Master's degree holders also have a 2.2% unemployment rate, one of the lowest of any education level. Your degree reduces career risk, not just increases earnings. And Georgetown's University Center on Education and the Workforce estimates that a master's degree produces over $400,000 in lifetime earnings premium over a bachelor's degree. For professional master's programs, that figure is often substantially higher for MBAs, MSNs, and MHAs. And here's the argument for internal advancement that most people miss. Your employer already knows your work. The cost of replacing one employee is estimated at 50 to 200% of their annual salary. When you come to your manager with an advancement conversation backed by your graduate degree, you're presenting the most cost-effective path forward for both you and the organization. And here's something that surprises students when I say this. The advancement conversation doesn't start in your manager's office. It starts months, sometimes a year before that meeting happens. Your internal value proposition is built through consistent, visible, documented actions. Let's walk through 4 that matter most. The first is when you return from your graduate program, or even while you're completing it, using the frameworks you're learning in your daily work. If an MSN student applies evidence-based practice protocols to a quality improvement initiative, name that connection. If an MSW student uses trauma-informed framework to redesign intake processes, say so. If an MBA student conducts a SWOT analysis for a project, name the framework. Make your graduate degree visible in your work product. Your manager needs to be able to tell their manager they applied a graduate level framework to restructure how our team approaches this. That sentence is your advancement narrative. And quantify your contributions. Start tracking now. Keep a running document and update it monthly with every metric you can claim. Dollars saved, revenue generated, hours of efficiency gained, headcount supported, satisfaction scores improved. You'll need these numbers when the conversation comes, and you will not remember them clearly if you don't track in real time. Volunteer for high visibility projects. These are projects that give you access to senior leadership, cross-functional initiatives, process improvement teams, presentations to the executive team. Visibility is a prerequisite for advancement. If your direct supervisor is the only person who knows your work, your advancement ceiling is limited by their influence. And mentor and develop others. Actively developing other people is one of the clearest signals for leadership readiness. Ask your manager for a formal mentoring assignment. Colleagues you've invested in become your strongest internal advocates. For an action item, pick one of these 4 strategies to prioritize in the next 30 days and write it down. Let me be specific about where to invest your energy for maximum advancement leverage. Not all involvement is equal, and some pathways generate far more visibility and promotion credibility than others. Cross-functional projects. Join initiatives that cross department boundaries. This demonstrates systems thinking and organizational awareness, and it's a hallmark of graduate level leadership. Next is process improvement initiatives. Lead or participate in quality, efficiency, or redesign projects. Produce quantifiable results that anchor your advancement conversation. Next, external professional boards. Serve on community boards and professional associations or advisory panels. This signals leadership maturity and external credibility. Next, look at internal training and development. Facilitate some training sessions, onboarding programs, or lunch and learns applying graduate level curriculum. This is a visible leadership development role. Next, consider innovation and strategy committees. Join strategic planning or innovation teams where graduate level thinking in your field directly applies. Clinical strategy, program design, and organizational development. And finally, this one is perhaps the highest way to maximize your advancement leverage: succession planning conversations. Ask to be included in development planning discussions because this signals ambition professionally and positions you for formal advancement tracks. So, for one action item, I'd recommend that you take a look at this list and identify at least one pathway that you can activate this quarter. One of the most common gaps in promotion preparation I see is that professionals haven't been tracking their contributions in real time. So when the advancement conversation arrives, they know they've done great work, but they struggle to cite it precisely in the moment. The solution is a running internal portfolio. Let me walk you through the 5 components. For every significant project, document the scope, your specific role, and the measurable outcome. A few bullet points updated monthly is enough. The act of documenting trains you to notice the value of your own work. And a metrics tracker. This is your advancement evidence folder. Every time you improve a patient outcome, save money, redesign a program, or develop a person, write down the number, date it, and source it if you can. Recognition file. Screenshot every praise email, save every performance review note, and bookmark LinkedIn recommendations. In an advancement conversation, being able to say, here's what our director said about this project in September, is powerful. And graduate studies application log. This is the component that makes your degree visible. Document specific instances where you applied something from your graduate curriculum at work. I used evidence-based practice frameworks from my MSN coursework to redesign our fall prevention protocol. Or I applied organizational behavior theory from my MBA program to restructure our team communication. That connection is your ROI argument to your employer. Once you have a log entry, use Microsoft Copilot to help turn it into an advancement-ready summary paragraph. You provide the facts, and Copilot helps you polish the language. Note that the sample entry on the right uses a healthcare example, but the same structure applies to any field. An MSW student might log a community needs assessment. An MPA student might log a policy implementation project. The structure is universal. For your action item, start your internal portfolio this week. Even 2 entries is a solid start. Now let's talk about succession planning conversations. Research for Harvard Business Review by Fernandez Eroz and colleagues identified that poor succession planning costs S&P 1500 companies approximately $1 trillion per year in lost productivity. Organizations know this. Smart managers are actively looking for employees who show the self-awareness and ambition to say, I want to be part of this organization's future. So let me give you 3 conversation scripts that you can use as is or adapt to your setting. The first is a one-on-one or performance review. This is the lowest risk entry point. You're not saying I want a promotion, you're saying I want to contribute to your vision. That's a fundamentally different conversation, and most managers respond very positively to it. The graduate degree mentioned is strategic. It ties your formal development to organizational impact. Script 2 is the project debrief. This is organic and evidence-based. You've just completed good work and you're connecting it to your graduate learning in real time. The phrase even in an advisory capacity is deliberate. It lowers the stakes and opens a door without demanding anything. Script 3 is requesting a development conversation. This is the most direct and the most valuable when your manager is receptive. You're explicitly asking them to invest in your growth and you're creating shared accountability. Please note that these conversations go well for many people, and sometimes they don't. But that's for reasons that have nothing to do with your qualifications. If you find yourself in a situation where advancement conversations are met with dismissal, or you're facing barriers that feel systemic, please come visit us in the Career Success Center. We can help you think through your options and navigate those challenging situations. When the time comes to have the formal advancement conversation, structure matters as much as content. And here's a 5-step framework that positions you for a forward-thinking leader, not just an employee seeking a raise. Step 1, your opening. Begin by anchoring the conversation in your commitment and investment. You're telling your manager that I'm having this conversation because I intend to grow here. And that framing changes the entire tone. Step 2 is evidence. Present 3 documented contributions with specific metrics. This is why the internal portfolio matters. Walk in with a printed or shared document, not just verbal recall. Managers often have to advocate for your advancement to their own supervisors, and they need your evidence to make that case. Step 3, degree value. This is the step that most people skip, and it's the one that makes your graduate education visible as an organizational investment. Explicitly connect your degree to impact. An MSN student might say, my graduate training in evidence-based practice directly shaped how I redesigned our fall prevention protocol, which reduced incidents by 34%. An MSW might say that my trauma-informed care coursework informed our new intake process. Whatever your field, name the connection. Step 4, forward vision. A powerful reframe is shifting from past-focused justification to forward-facing vision. Present what you'll accomplish in the role, not just why you deserve it, and bring a 90-day plan if you have one. This is the differentiator. Step 5, making the ask. Make a specific ask with a timeline. Vague requests get vague responses. I'd like to move into XYZ title by XYZ date. What would need to be in place for that to happen? This question also invites your manager into the roadmap, which is collaborative and professional. For an action item, I recommend that you schedule a practice run-through with the Career Success Center Career Coordinator before your actual conversation. We can help you refine your evidence and polish your language. Now let's talk about negotiating salary and title. Negotiating for compensation is one of the highest ROI actions you can take in your career. Research consistently shows that negotiating increases lifetime earnings significantly, and each conversation is an opportunity to apply that. So let's walk through the 3 pillars. The first is market data. Always anchor your request in market data, not just personal need or what feels fair. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is your primary source for all graduate fields, and here's one that's specific to USI students, Stepping Blocks. You can log in at usi.steppingblocks.com and see real career outcomes, job titles, industries, and salaries from actual USI graduates who had your degree. And that's not national averages. That's people who sat where you're sitting now. LinkedIn Salary Insights lets you filter by title, geography, and years of experience. Present your research as the market range for this role in this geography is X to Y. Based on my contributions and graduate credential, I'm positioning myself at the upper end of that range. Note on the field variation. Salary ranges vary significantly by discipline. An MSN in a clinical leadership role has very different benchmarks than an MSW in a nonprofit setting. So use the sources that reflect your actual field. BLS's Occupational Outlook Handbook can break this down by occupation. Next is your documented value. This is where your internal portfolio earns its keep. You're not asking for more because it feels right. You're presenting evidence of specific value delivered. 3 metrics, named graduate frameworks, external recognition. This converts a subjective conversation into an objective one. And finally, future value framing. The most powerful negotiation strategy is future framing. Don't just argue for what you've done, argue for what you'll accomplish. In this role, my focus will be X, which I project will produce Y. You become an investment, not a cost. Before any salary conversation, please do your research and know your number and your worth before you walk in the room. Let me close with a strategic case for why internal advancement, when it's the right fit, is one of the most powerful career moves a graduate level professional can make. The advantages are real and compounding. You know the culture, you have the relationships, your manager has already seen you perform. The uncertainty that makes employers cautious about external hires doesn't exist with you. You're not asking them to take a chance, you're asking them to formalize what they already know. And the data reinforces this. BLS shows a 19% median salary premium for master's degree holders. That's $1,840 a week versus $1,543 a week. The SHRM data on replacement cost shows us that 50 to 200% of annual salary is what it takes to replace you if you were to go somewhere else. And this is actually your employer's argument for advancing you rather than losing you. And the Georgetown Lifetime Earnings Premium of 400K plus is a benchmark that you can reference in your negotiation. So when an organization has seen you grow, has watched you apply your graduate training to real problems, internal advancement is often the most natural next step. For you, because you're building on momentum, and for them, because they already know how you create value here. So here's the key message I want you to walk away with. Your graduate degree is the credential and your portfolio is the evidence. The succession planning conversations are the positioning, and today you now have the framework for all three. This is it, the series finale. You've invested time across 9 modules to build a comprehensive professional toolkit. The fact that you've engaged with this material reflects your commitment to your professional growth, and that commitment is one of the most important things you bring to any career conversation. Before we close, I want to make sure that you know that the USI Career Success Center is here for you, not just for this series, but for every step of your professional journey here at USI and beyond. Resumes, LinkedIn profiles, mock interviews, salary negotiation coaching, advancement preparation, all of it. Call us, email us, or schedule a virtual or in-person appointment with a career coordinator through Career Launch in your MyUSI portal. Now, let's take a look at your go-to resources for career research. BLS's Occupational Outlook Handbook gives you salary ranges and projections by occupation. It covers every graduate field, and I want to make sure you know about stepping blocks. It's available to USI students at usi.steppingblocks.com. You can explore real career outcomes from USI graduates who had your degree, where they work, what their job titles are, and what they earn. It's the most USI-specific data that you'll find anywhere. And Georgetown CEW has excellent research on degree-specific earnings, and LinkedIn Salary gives you real-time market data by title and geography. So here's your Series 9 action plan. On day 1, start your internal portfolio. Even 2 entries is a start, and the habit is what matters. On day 2, identify one high visibility project to volunteer for this month. Day 3, have a succession planning conversation using the scripts from slide 6. Day 4, do your salary research before you need it. Day 5, draft your advancement conversation using the 5-step framework. Day 6, connect with one colleague for a mentoring conversation, starting to build your internal advocates. And day 7, schedule a Career Success Center appointment with a career coordinator so we can support your advancement preparation personally. 9 modules, ATS resumes that are optimized, LinkedIn strategy, job search tactics, interview mastery, networking, salary negotiation, CV writing, expanded experience, and now internal advancement. You have a complete toolkit. The only step left is to use it. Your graduate degree represents a meaningful investment in your future. Make sure your career reflects the full value of that investment. And from all of us here at the USI Career Success Center and Graduate Studies Program, congratulations and keep going. Thank you so much for joining us and completing the USI Graduate Student Career Excellence Series, all 9 parts. That is something to be incredibly proud of. And here's what Part 9 gave you: a framework for building your internal value proposition before the promotion conversation ever starts, strategic pathways for investing your energy in the right projects at work and in your community, a contributions log system for documenting your impact over time, language for entering succession planning conversations with confidence, and a structured approach to the advancement conversation itself, and evidence-based tools for negotiating salary and title at the graduate level. You came into this series as a graduate student, and you're leaving as a career-ready professional with the knowledge, language, and strategy to advocate for yourself at every stage of your career. We are all so incredibly proud of you, and we hope to see you soon. And please remember to share your accomplishments with us and know that our door is always open to you. Congratulations, and we look forward to hearing about all your successes.